Welcome to another episode of Reviews of Stuff with me, your host, Felix Fingers. Today I am going to review two things. The first thing is a Sony digital recorder, which is the ICD UX560. It's a stereo digital recorder. I needed to change or upgrade my audio on my videos. I did this because originally I used to use the video camera from Canon with the flip out screen. It's one of the full HDs with the flip out screen, so I was able to see myself. So I thought it was just a lot easier just to set up a mic with that, and everything was fine. But I also picked up different HD cameras, including a GoPro. Now everyone knows that with GoPros, the audio from the camera itself is not good. So I needed something that if I'm outdoors and I'm using HD or 4K quality video, I need audio to go with it that's just as good. So I ended up picking up the UX560 from Sony, as well as their microphone, with two separate purchases, but that's what this whole review is, to see if this is any good. So this is the first video that I'm using, or the first video of the year that I'm reviewing something or stuff. And this time around is the Sony ICD UX560. I'm not gonna get all into major specs or anything like that. There's many videos online about that. I'm just here to do what a lot of people limit themselves to. They do the open box and that's it. No, I wanna actually do on camera audio demonstrations of what it sounds like once it's synced into the video in post-production. So this is what it sounds like. The setting that I have on this is 44 kilohertz at 16-bit, which is wave. There are other settings. You can do MP3, but that's just degrading the quality a little bit. You're bringing it down. I like to use wave, and then it is the highest quality that you can get. And then there's fix it in post if I need to adjust anything. So right now that's what you're listening to, and I also have it on medium. There are different settings on this. I'm not going to switch back and forth, at least not yet. And one of the first settings that I did try that I wasn't too happy about was the auto setting. Now the problem with the auto setting is that when you are talking and let's say there's a moment of silence that you just want to take a footage of something, it rises and brings up the background noise, so it just sounds like a bunch of hiss. And then when you start talking again, it cuts down the background noise, and then your voice just comes through. No, I don't want that up and down, unbalanced leveling nonsense going on. So what I did was I tested out the other three settings. There's a total of 4: auto, high, medium, and low. Low is what it is, low. You can't really hear anything. So I didn't use that one. I tested high. That was just the peaking. The levels on the unit itself was peaking, so I didn't want to do that or use that. And then I lowered it down to medium, and that's where we're at now. That I thought was a nice, clean, leveled stereo audio signal, wave signal, to sync in perfectly with the HD, the Canon's image. So that's what I'm doing now, and that's what this is, just a test, because a lot of people are using different kinds of digital recorders. Some sound tinny, some sound very bad, some are inexpensive, some are very expensive. Then you have those that you gotta change the batteries because they run on AA's or AAA's. Not this one. This one has its own internal battery, which I love that, and it also has a built-in USB. So all you do is just flick out the little the USB port. I guess I'll show you that also in a moment. That's the USB port that I was talking about earlier, and there it is. You just plug this right into your Mac or PC when you're done, and you could just sync it to your Mac. I use a Mac, but you can also do the same thing with PCs. And transfer your files over and go into either Premiere Pro, which is what I use, as well as Final Cut Pro. So those are my two editing softwares that I run off my MacBook Pro. And I like the fact that it has a little door that covers it. so you won't have any dust or anything going into it. And of course, the little speaker is right next to that. So on the right side, you have the door to the USB port that slides out. And on the left, you have the speaker to listen. It's only to do or use it as verification. I wouldn't take it too seriously because it's not the best speaker at all. But if you put headphones into this little machine, unbelievable. It's outstanding. It's an incredible little machine and something that I'm definitely recommending, and I think you should guys check out. It's pretty cool. So check out the Sony UX560 stereo digital recorder. So that's basically what this is, just to let you guys know that if you are looking for some sort of audio to sync in nicely with your 4K cameras, and you just didn't know what direction to take, this is something that you may want to look into. It's not that expensive. It does fluctuate different prices, but it is under $100. So that's something you may want to look into. Again, this is the Sony ICD UX560 stereo digital recorder. And I love the fact that it has an LED screen, and you can also adjust and see the levels of the input, of the microphone input. Now mind you, this is the microphone that I'm using setup, which is the exterior setup. That's what this is. The microphone that I'm using is an exterior setup, but it also has two stereo internal microphones on top. And I'm not gonna test that out yet, because that I could just do as a second video, or maybe as an addition to edit into this video. But right now, this was my important job today, and that was to see what this sounds like, what the audio on this sounds like. I think it sounds pretty good. So that's basically it. That's what this episode of Reviews of Stuff is about, and it is for the Sony UX560 stereo digital recorder, and it's available I guess everywhere, but I did pick mine up on Amazon. So until next time, peace.